guys? Welcome back to Crypto Info, Blockchain Made Easy with your host, Frank the Crypto Tank. I think we are on and looking good this morning. I hope we are. Technically, oh boy, it's always a challenge for the old guy. Guys, I hope you had a fantastic weekend. Welcome in, Mrs. Loopy Cram. Welcome in this morning. Guys, you're not crazy. This is boring stuff right now. Right now, we are dealing with, I might not be on with my camera. Now, hold on. Oh boy. There we go. Now we're on. Okay. Welcome this morning, guys. I know it's boring. I hope you had a great weekend. Don't worry. We require laws and stuff in crypto. Like this isn't about flashy news and shit like that, guys. Come on. This is supposed to be boring. They're building behind the scenes if everybody's paying attention to what's going on. What in the heck is good? I hope we're back on. I think we are. We had a black screen, but I think we're back up. Guys, nothing is supposed to be happening right now in crypto. This is supposed to be boring. This is what they do. This is what they've done every other time with any other thing that has been integrated into the real world as kind of like the next thing. It happens slowly like this. This is what happens. Price action-wise, it happens slowly. Building-wise, behind the scenes, panel discussions that have like 20 views on banking panel discussions that I've watched. It's like, why is nobody paying attention to this? Because it's boring. It's supposed to be boring. What they care about, of course, is what they're going to use for infrastructure behind the scenes. And we already know who they've chosen. That is very clear. So it's a waiting game when crypto feels more, it's more unexciting than anything right now. Okay, this is what it's supposed to be. Okay, by the time the hype returns again, folks who are not positioned in it already, of course, will be priced out because we see it literally happens overnight. You wake up and it's changed, right? Another next day or two, it's changed so much when it's running, when everything's running. So within a couple of weeks or so, we see prices going crazy within just 2 weeks' time with crypto. If you guys have been here before and paid attention, been here in other bull runs. So that's what we're dealing with this time around. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. Good. Loopy says, I think you mean you could see the screen, but I hope what we all are really can say back to the tanker is, Tank, I know you're not a financial advisor, by the way, first of all. I get it. I get what you're saying. This is supposed to be boring. That's why Bezos and his other 6 family members were the only 7 that held Amazon the whole way through. They were the only ones. There's a reason for that. You're supposed to lose faith and not believe it anymore, not see it anymore. Not you, Mrs. Loopy or Marnster. Welcome in, Marnster. The other folks that have been paying attention to crypto for so long, particularly here on the channel and the other channels I've been watching over the years, they want us all out. Not in a personal way, in a way that is very broad and general, where they say, now look, not everybody's coming up to the Richie table. If everybody's at the Richie table, there's nobody to give to perform the work and blah, blah, blah for those that are at the Richie table. In a sense, economically, there is still a king and a serf situation economically and structurally, in an indirect way. In a very indirect way, it does play out. Things are different if somebody has millions of dollars and is dealing with high net worth attorneys and accountants and high net worth plays and real estate plays and, yield making and things like this. Come on, please. We can't compare this to someone who's, working paycheck to paycheck, trying to save a little bit in this 401k here or whatever with a Schwab. That's different from someone who's a multimillionaire. And then someone who's a multimillionaire, of course, is much different from someone who is a multi-billionaire. So there's always a bigger fish. There are levels and degrees to this whole thing when it comes to anything, particularly finance and crypto, for our purposes here. And anybody who is paying attention, of course, which I know a lot of you folks are, I'll get the comments in a sec here. I know you guys are dropping them in here. This is a waiting game. This is supposed to shake everybody out. This is supposed to be boring, guys. You're supposed to struggle to keep the smile on the face, That's what you come here for, of course, because we're always laughing. What are you guys laughing about on that channel? Crypto's tanking. What the heck are they doing on the over there on Crypto Info? Why are you guys laughing? I see him with a smiley face all the time. All these other guys so serious about crypto. Excuse me, I'm going to say serious and boring. I've tried to watch these channels now that I've started mine, and I'm just like, I just can't. I'm sorry. Okay, that's not a knock on anybody. But guys, how about light a fire under your ass a little bit? Because people are so bored with crypto that you can't be boring too. You've got to at least be an element that's exciting if you're going to have a channel. Anyway, I don't dog anybody, and you know I don't. I'm a happy, smiley, supportive, cheery guy. Guys, suggestion, light a fire under your ass and get excited about crypto during these boring times, because at least you need to be exciting. That's for everybody. That's for Barron and everybody. Get excited. Come on. GM, good morning, Tag. GM. I'm so old. I still don't understand. GM is good morning, Frank, you idiot. All right, anyway, I know. Don't worry. I know that GM is morning, and I know AG is gold and AU is silver. You're not going to fool me anymore. All right. AG silver. I got to look at my notes still. Even to make the joke, I have to look at my notes. That's pretty sad. That's pretty sad. And if anybody can't laugh at that, then and laugh at me and laugh at that, then you know what? Might want to get out of crypto. Morning, Tanker and Fam. Mrs. Luby says, Luby says, SHIT. I should have switched out my BTC when it went up. Oh, well. No, don't worry. It's going to go up again. No, this thing ain't, look at, I ain't no financial advisor. You still got time to switch out your BTC, because what's going to happen is Bitcoin's going to run. Bitcoin is garbage, by the way, and we all know it is. And by the way, Dan Pena has told you countless times that when you find out, he said, I know who created Bitcoin personally. And he said, when you all find out, Bitcoin's going to zero. That's Dan Pena. And you think he's just saying that? I don't know if Dan Pena, that kind of guy, is really saying that. I think that kind of guy is actually effing telling the truth, because he has no personal agenda. He's a I think he's a billionaire, multi-billionaire, isn't he, Pena? What the hell does he care? He doesn't need anybody's endorsement. He don't give a crap. I think he's for real. He's for real when he says what he says. And these little, I've only seen snippets of interviews. I only have so much time, and I mean no offense, Dan, but you know, it's the same thing with me, right? Who's going to sit here and, you know, I do a stream more than freaking 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, whatever, everybody's gone. People only have so much time in their life, okay? But Dan Pena, I think he's over the target. I don't think he's full of it. I think he knows who created Bitcoin. I think we're all about to get the shock of our lives. I think Bitcoin's going to go to fucking zero. Effing zero. Let's be nice, Tanker, on the channel. No swearing, no tweak outs. We have folks like Mrs. Loopy on the channel, and very nice, kind folks. And I am that kind folk as well. I will prove it to you by smiling and curtailing the swearing. Yes, I think we have a massive black swan event coming with Bitcoin. Good morning, Rero. I think Cram has a question. Let's get to it. Hey, I think Bitcoin's going to probably $5 coming up in about maybe 5, maybe it could be only a few years. It's going to go to about 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. Oh yeah, no, it's going up. Don't worry. Oh no, it's going way up. But look at money dropped on not a financial advisor, never financial advice, never buy or sell anything. This is what I say or do. Crypto is very risky. You lose your stocks, shorts, blasts, pants, is everything in crypto. You better talk to a registered investment advisor before you go and buy anything or make any financial moves. Okay, here's the deal. When it comes to XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR, IOTA, Algo, Quant, ADA, the 8 ISOs, which I guess now Flare is another ISO, so there are 9. I guess there are more ISOs. Maybe there are more. That's Speak ISO 20022 bank messaging language, which is rich data messaging language for kind of like newcomers, that allows that makes Swift look like you got somebody sending pigeon carrier notes in contrast to it. So the whole system is getting upgraded. Cram says, problem is some people just getting into crypto, buys a few grand worth and then gets mindset that they'll be rich in 6 months. Laugh my ever mother ass off. Exactly. Not gonna happen. Get your ears off the Oregon Trail. You don't belong on the Oregon Trail with those who are putting the wagons around in a nice circle, and then here I come out trying to be nice guy. They're like, get back over here, Tank. They're not going to try to talk to him. But no, they're nice. Look at, I bet they're nice. You got to go with that first. I go over there unarmed. They're like, you're crazy. No, I go as an emissary. I offer them XRP. They have no idea what it is. Don't worry. It's coming. It's a long-term hold for them. They're going to love it. In about 500 years, they're going to have XRP, and they're going to be the first people in XRP. Yeah, not everybody's meant to travel the Oregon Trail. Get the F off the Oregon Trail and get to your financial advisor. Run home as fast as you can. I'm saying this nicely to your financial advisor. Run home as fast as you can and ask your financial advisor what you're supposed to do. Because 9 out of 10 people do not belong in crypto. Cram is 100% correct. Believe me, I got friends that are doing this. I got people that no. I got this whole thing wrong. That I thought you told me to get into crypto. Go put a grand or two. We're all gonna get rich in like few months. What are you, crazy? What are you talking about? This is what people think, though, with crypto and with finance and things. They don't. Okay, here's the deal. Here's what fools everybody. Crypto is the fastest horse in the race, Paul Tudor Jones, pretty sure, or Sam Druckenmiller, one of the two masters, financial masters. I think it was Paul Tudor Jones. Somebody check it. I think it's Paul Tudor Jones. Tell me in the comments. Said crypto is the fastest horse in the race, investment-wise. I mean, you could play the market, and then, you want to go play, look at, not financial advice. Somebody wants to play the market and go day trade that day. They're going to go to the market. They're going to go grab a stock that is more at least 10% up from yesterday's close, because still things happening. You look at before the market opens. You're choosing that one. You're choosing one that has about a 50 million float. That's wise. 50 million float. And by the way, I'm giving credit to Ross Cameron because this is Ross Cameron's recipe. Go check out Ross Cameron if you want to check out day trading. Very interesting. I've been through his book and some other things by him and many, many videos. And the dude's awesome. He's great. Go check out Ross Cameron. He's worth it. He's worth it. He's a truthful guy, in my opinion, who tells you about day trading and actually tells you the truth and dispels a lot of myths about day trading, blah, blah, blah. But if you're going to grab one, per Ross Cameron, at least 50 billion flow or so. Pretty sure it's 50 billion. Don't quote me. Go check them. You want to be 10% up the day prior or so in moving. You want to have some kind of press news on that stock that day, hopefully. And there's one or two more criteria, but jumping. Oh, nice volume coming in for today's volume compared to overall volume. I think kind of for the month or so is what you're comparing that to, or maybe it's just overall volume. Okay, you grab those criteria and you try to play a regular stock that day and day trade it. You better be fast. You better have your hotkeys set up. Now look here's what everybody's fooled about with crypto. And the reason why I said that, and this is what my point is, with crypto, here's what everybody's fooled about. It's a fast-moving, fastest horse in the race, like I think Paul Tudor Jones said, but and he's correct, right? Very volatile most of the time, crypto. It's becoming less volatile over time here, but very volatile. And what happens is you play that volatile animal, though, on a long-term basis like you would play a non-volatile stock market. Do you understand? Do you get it? And I'm not trying to be like that, but do you get it? Because this is epiphany time. That's why people can't understand how to play crypto properly. They're like, it's not a long-term play. It's $3,000. I put it in, like Cram was saying, and I get rich overnight. Wait. I thought crypto was this fast, volatile. It is, but it's to be played long-term. So you're getting confused. See how it's a mind F? It confuses you. It's a fast-paced, volatile thing that's to be played long-term. Not a financial advisor, not financial advice. I've never heard anybody say it like that. And I don't know why. I've never said it out loud like that, but I hope that helps you. I'm doing. It's funny because I am a good teacher. I realize the truth. A good teacher stops and says, "What would it be like for Mrs. Loopy not knowing this stuff at all? Day one, knows nothing about crypto." And then I go there and try to explain. So I'm sorry for the more advanced people if this is boring. But anyway, tap like and subscribe if you're liking what we're doing here. We're trying to inform folks about crypto. It's for informational and educational purposes only. Sometimes it's entertainment. I'm not a financial advisor, never financial advice. Never buy or sell anything is what I say or do, because that would be very risky. Crypto is very, 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 very risky. You could lose your socks, your shorts, your pants, your glasses, everything in crypto. So be careful. Oh my gosh, I told you, I warned you, sun's coming back out. Once the sun comes back out and starts peaking above the horizon and walking from south to north across the horizon, if anybody pays attention to astronomy, what is he talking about? Go outside and observe it, and you'll see exactly what I just meant. As we move towards summer, we will see a more abundant sun that is ruling everything in this space. It is sending all light and information to this place, and if you are an astute, in-tune receiver, you will be very sensitive to its energies, now won't you? Good morning, Moon Man! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Marchster, we got a couple of comments here. Tanker's been doing just a little bit too much yapping because I got more to cover in the episode today, and I've got more to show you, so let me stop my self-righteous yapping this morning and get to what really matters, which is you folks in the community. And I really mean that. You guys are the everything here because you're going to tap that like and subscribe and you're going to share me with everybody, and it counts twice as much when you share it. So you know. All right. Now, Mrs. Loopy, welcome, 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 welcome. Studio, where are you this morning? Rero says, good morning, studio. Moon Man, welcome into the show. Marchster, welcome. I literally am considering cashing out of my SEP with the exception of Tesla loading up more on ISOs. Hilarious. I got Tesla at, what was it, like I forgot. I think it was like $40 or something crazy that I got Tesla. And I remember our guy goes, no, you got to sign something saying you understand the risk with Tesla, that it's that risky, and I'm not going to take responsibility. You sure you want to buy that? How dumb. Oh, boy, Tesla been very good to me. Now, look it. Here's the deal. I'm not a financial advisor, and I could never give you financial advice, Marchster. I will tell you that, boy. All right, watch what's going to happen. Here, mark my words. Here's my opinion. Ready? Mark my words. It's an opinion, but you could still mark them because I think it's an opinion that, like my other opinions, tend to end up happening about 2-3 years later. When at the current point in time, including myself, I'm going, you're kind of wacky. And everybody's going, you're kind of wacky. That's not what's happening right now. I'm like, I know, but this is what's going to happen though coming up. You don't see it now, and neither do I, but watch, and then it happens. All right, so here's another thing that's going to happen. It's no ego. That's what happens. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm a little time teller. Well, time traveler teller. All right, here's the deal. Here's what happens now coming up. Bitcoin goes to a high price, and then it goes to horseshit. It goes to zero. It goes to literally freaking $5. I'm not kidding. Bitcoin is going to go to crap, and the world is going to be see the truth. And Dan Pena is over the target, and nobody's going to believe that until it happens, and it is going to happen. And Bitcoin's going to go to Kaputski. That's why it's not tethered with anything. That's why nothing in the world that's real will really tether with it, because it knows what it could be and its potential and what it's showing itself, what it's not showing itself to be, which is, hey, here I am, transparent. Here I have a CEO. I'm brick and mortar. Here's my board of directors. Here's how I create this. Blah 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 blah. Attestations, right? Proving that this is what we do with it. And do monthly and yearly and quarterly, yearly attestations showing what the heck they do with it, and proving with a third party that it's totally safe and everything. Thank you, studio. There's Studio Rero. Don't worry, we're going to show you who Studio is one of these days. We're going to have a little studio unveiling, our studio mascot. Guys, Studio made me lose my train of thought. You didn't make me. I lost my train of thought. You brought me coffee and did the right thing. I screwed it up. Let me take accountability is a big word for big people. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? I thought it was important. When you think you're saying something a little too important, go take a vacation. Because nothing we're ever saying is very important at all. Nothing really matters. This lovely ego. Bitcoin's going to go to zero. Well, it's going to go to probably $5. Maybe $10, but not until it goes to about $1 million, $2 million. And that's what's going to happen coming up. The US dollar is potentially going to take a tanker, and it might not happen because of only this. Blockchain technologies and cryptocurrency and things like the reserves we've been talking about. And I'm not talking about Bitcoin because that's a horrible idea. Do not attach yourself, United States government, to Bitcoin is my suggestion. Michael Saylor and all of you, do me a favor and take a little zipper and go like this and just zip it up, okay? Because you have no board of directors. You have nothing tangible to latch onto in this world that we can go to if we have a problem, etc., etc., etc. You take, I believe this is correct. And now look it, if I'm incorrect about this, then go ahead and correct me. This is my opinion as of now. from what I thought I understood to be research, because if I'm wrong, every Bitcoin person's going to go, see, let's get them. Pretty sure that a Bitcoin transaction requires about as much energy as the average American household uses in a month. I'm pretty sure that's true. And if it's not, it's not when you go buy a cup of coffee. That's not what I'm referring to when I say a transaction. I'm pretty sure what I mean is to get to the not a full end of a Bitcoin, because that is way more than that. That's like a small country energy usage or something like that. This is insane energy usage by Bitcoin. Get the heck out of here, because you're using energy for speculation. Never has the world seen, I will say this, and I've never heard anybody in crypto say it, just came to me. Go ahead, get your tape recorders out. Never in the world have we seen so much energy usage, and maybe somebody has said this, so much energy usage be used on something that is simply a speculative mathematical calculation. Meaning for the purposes of speculation. And never before have we seen in the history of mankind, when supposedly energy is precious and people in the world are literally having issues because they don't have this energy, including close to home, more than you would think. And energy is actually pretty precious. Electricity. I used to work at a nuclear power plant, an internship back in the day. I know how they work. I worked at one. Really, I know what it means to create energy. Go do some research and see what it takes to create energy. This Bitcoin thing and chomping all this energy is a freaking horrible idea for the humans, knuckleheads. Anyway, my opinion. Will you please grow up? All right, anyway, let me get to comments. Sorry, I tweak out. Sorry, studio. I'm getting studio in a tizzy because studios, you better lighten up. Okay, let's lighten back up and get off Bitcoin, okay? Bitcoin is, no, thank you. Mick, USMC, thank you for backing me up, telling me that Bitcoin is garbage. Agreed, Bitcoin is garbage. What in the world are you using this stuff for? Are you using it for what? To hype people up? It's a bunch of horse shit. Cut the shit and stop fooling people and get into truth. Please get yourselves into truth, Bitcoin folk. Thank you. And thank you for backing me up, Mick. Yikes, it's nice to have somebody have your back for once in this world. Let's see. I'm kidding, by the way. Come on, I got plenty of people at my back. Trying to have fun on the channel. Anyway, but I do appreciate you, Mick. $77,000 Bitcoin. Who gives a crap? It's a piece of garbage. Ethereum, 2,313. Not too far behind. Also a piece of garbage. These guys finally dumped a bunch of their Ethereum. They were talking their book. They're like, oh my God. I go to check out crypto news this morning and it pulls me up Raoul Pal. I'm like, give me the most current crypto news and what they're, and it says, well, Raoul Pal says, and blah, blah, blah. And that was one. I said, no, please. Would you please pull me up some real crypto news, please? XRP is at $1.62. No offense. I love you, Raoul Pal. And there's all these talking heads that want to say they're being truthful with such power and influence. Hilarious. Crack me up. I love all these people on YouTube and otherwise. And in my opinion, and I have a right to say it, our talking book, XRP $1.62, Dogecoin 10 cents, Cardano 29 cents. By the way, these are all my opinions. I have a right to say that about whomever I wish on the internet, and no problem whatsoever. Half of these people, the only reason I'm busting their chops is because I actually like them. Truth be known, I just don't like when people are dishonest and people use their power, if that's what they're doing, I don't know if that's true, if that's what they're doing, make it very clear. I don't like that stuff. Look at Hedera down at 9 cents, 0.09286 cents for a Hedera. Looks like a freaking chart with someone who just got hit by a car at the hospital trying to hang on for dear life. It's going ba 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 ba. Look at that crap. That's hilarious. What in the world's going on with that chart? Look at that 24 hour. Let's get some candlesticks on a 1 hour. Candlesticks are saying that you've been going up, but you're going to take a slight retrace and then continue to trade sideways for a little bit. That's what I'm seeing right there from that little picture. And who the hell knows? I don't even know what I'm talking about. What do I know about charts? I don't know. I bet I'm totally wrong about that. But I do know that Hedera is at 9 cents. Never financial advice. Got to go to a quick little calculator exercise for 2 seconds. We're going to go out to the news. Don't worry, we're not going to belabor this. We're not going to belabor the point. It's at 9 cents. Holy Christmas. 10 grand. Never financial advice. Don't ever buy or sell anything because what I say or do on the channel, I'm going to get scolded by Studio for doing something dumb right now. I guarantee it. What am I supposed to do? Oh, can't see the full screen. Crap. Thank you, Studio. Boy, does Studio help me out quite a bit. What would I do without Studio? All right, look at 10 grand. Never buy or sell anything because what I say or do, crypto is very risky. Somebody decided to do this one day. This is a story I'm telling. Somebody decided to take $10,000, divide it by 9 cents, and go ahead and gank 101,000 H-bar. Paid a fee, whatever. Let's just say they grabbed something like 110,000 H-bar. Wow, lo and behold, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, in a couple of few years, these people were actually right about H-bar and what they're doing, that the Navy's been using them already, and blah, 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 blah. And they're actually correct, and holy crap, H-bar actually went to $50. Well, that person that dropped that 10 grand just ganked 5.5 mil in a couple of few years for dropping 10 grand. Not a financial advisor, the power of the calculator. Let me go to share screen, just show you real quick. Hold on. All right, are we coming across on share screen now? I hope so. There's the calculator. 110,000 times $50, 5.5 mil. You got to pay taxes, blah, 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 blah. All right, is everybody seeing what's happening with share screen? And can we see my share screen? Because I got other things to show you this morning, and I'm going to need my share screen to be working. Is it working, Studio? Share screen. My fat face is taking up too much of the screen, says Studio. I can't figure out how to do that. I love Studio. Boy, Studio tells it like it is. Just told me my fat face is taking too much of the screen. Hilarious. I've got to go. I didn't think I had a fat face. I've got to go ahead and shrink that. Now, hold on. You're delayed and you don't have a good reading on things. I think my reading is better, Studio. Okay, I think we're back. Yes, we are back. We're back in action. Caleb and Brown. Oh yeah, no, you're right. My self is too big, where you can't see share screen. All right, well, you know what? It is what it is. I'm gonna have to fix that later, and we're gonna have to go over to the full screen. Oh boy, do we struggle here in the morning. Hey, it's part of the fun. You know what? If you don't like the channel, get the hell out of here. No, I'm kidding. Don't you dare. You stay on that channel. You tap that like and subscribe. You share with everybody you know. Crypto info, blockchain, made easy with this guy because I got enough energy to feed the entire planet. Basically, through this time of trials and tribulations here in the crypto market, where everything's trading sideways and everything's boring, Frank the Crypto Tank has enough power and energy to supply the entire crypto space with enough hope and light to take us to the end. So, you guys are here, obviously, partially for that reason, but you also want to learn, too. And this no share screen is really going to limit my ability to show you what the hell's going on. But what I can do is do this. Even if we can't see on full share screen, I can still do this. You can complain about it if you want to. And if you do, I wouldn't blame you. But we can still do this.
Fox Business Alert, President Trump fulfilling his promise to make the U.S. more crypto-friendly. Check out this reaction in Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, and Litecoin. They are all popping anywhere from 2.5% for Ethereum all the way to 5% for Bitcoin. And XRP up 3.5% here. The pop comes less than 24 hours after President Trump signed into law a bill terminating a rule which would have allowed the Internal Revenue Service to force certain crypto brokers to disclose tax information on their platform's transactions. The original rule would have gone into place starting in 2026. The crypto crowd no doubt enjoying today's pop, but you know what? If you rewind the clock here a bit, they have not recovered the losses endured since the president unveiled his tariff plan last Wednesday. Bitcoin still has about 2% to go here to break even. We've got XRP about 4.97% in the red and Ethereum down 18.33%. But is today sort of the reawakening of the march back to the highs crypto saw after the November presidential election, and perhaps a friendlier SEC that may be less litigious with the lawsuits here? Joining us now in a Fox Business exclusive, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse. Ripple's XRP is the native token of the decentralized blockchain XRP ledger.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm not Brad Garlinghouse, but good morning, Art Caffeine. Good morning, our other folks who are in here. Let's get on to this. We'll get back to full screen a little bit here. We're having, as usual, technical difficulties, but we're working through them. Enjoy the rest of this.
Litigious. As recently as our conversation with Hester Peirce of the SEC, one of the commissioners, she said that the lawsuit against Ripple was still hovering. Where is it now? Because last night we started to hear that it may be disappearing.
So we have reached agreement with staff, and usually what happens is you reach agreement with staff makes recommendation to the commission, and then the commission votes. So anytime we make announcements about that, we are clear that we've reached agreement with staff. The commission hasn't yet voted, but what we've agreed is to dismiss and move on. We're actually getting the SEC we had put in escrow a potential fine of $125 million. We're actually taking most of that back, including the interest that had been earned along the way. And I think it's just evidence that the Gensler SEC was on the wrong side of the law. And thanks to the new leadership at the SEC and in the White House, I think we're seeing a much more constructive, much more pro-innovation. We want these industries to grow at home.
When you say most of the $125 million you had parked in that little fund in case of the worst case scenario, what's left? Can you give us some?
The SEC is going to end up with a $50 million. The U.S. government's going to get $50 million. We've even talked about making that available in XRP. But look, at the end of the day, this is a major step forward. I think if you kind of zoom out and look at this, the Trump administration is absolutely living up to their promises. Guy David Sachs leading the effort at the White House, Scott Bessent, and certainly now Paul Atkins getting confirmed, I think, yesterday.
Yes.
These are people who are focused on how do we make sure this is an industry that can thrive at home with sensible regulation, common sense. And that's not what we had for the last 4 years.
What would you hope to see as common sense regulation? Have you talked to David Sachs, and what have you said? Hey, David, this at least needs to be front and center.
The two things that have the most momentum in Capitol Hill are around a stablecoin legislation and then something we generally call a market structure bill. Stablecoin legislation, because we haven't yet had clarity about at what point are banks involved, not involved, what kind of licensing is appropriate. Ripple recently launched our stablecoin under a New York trust license through the New York Department of Financial Services, which we think is kind of the gold standard for how to be regulated in this market. But having federal legislation that is providing clarity for the big players like USDC, Circle, as well as Tether is super important. I think we're going to see that sooner rather than later.
President Trump has made big strides that are very pro-crypto. It's got to be great for somebody like you. However, the price of, let's just say, Bitcoin, which reached a high after the election of something like $107,000, is nowhere near that now. I think we're around 86,000 and change, but it's been a market drop.
This is an older interview.
Do you foresee this moving back up? Because we've seen all kinds of wild projections of something like $250,000 per Bitcoin by the end of this year, to people who say this thing's going down.
Yeah. When I think about that, your last guest, Larry Fink, talked about just taking the long-term view.
Right.
And I almost don't think about it in that kind of short-term time frame. I think about what are the macro trends playing out for the crypto industry.
Boom! It was worth it for that. All of the impatient out there. That was the point. Will you frickin' listen to this guy? This is months ago, April 11th, 2025. Wake the heck up. He just told you. It's the long-term play. Stop being ridiculous and impatient. Including studio, stop being so impatient. I know we're having technical difficulties. What are you going to do? You needed to hear the guy, though. It is what it is. Say you can't see me for 2 seconds, guys. Jeez. So it gets a little boring listening to Brad and you can't see him in the proper view. Researchers don't care about that. They're so ultra-focused on the research. They don't care how it's coming to them. Okay, let's guys, come on. I'm trying to teach you. how to do this thing properly and not be dumb money. This is the whole point. We need to be smart money. We don't want to be, Cram is 100% correct. I see Marnster in the comments trying to help. Lodge saying, look at not your keys, not your crypto when it comes to staking. Yes, we understand that there are Foreskin, X or something, whatever this site is that once you can, stake your crypto and make money on it. And, but you're not giving up your keys, but you're putting them in liquidity pools and stuff. It's like, what are you talking about? Guys, please be careful. You guys want to stake your XRP because you're getting bored or you're feeling like, oh my gosh, it's just not making any money. God bless you. Do what you do. Lodge, no one's saying don't do that. You do what you do. We can't give any financial advice here in the channel like that. In our opinion, playing with liquidity pools, which is what the staking is doing, and also sometimes giving up, most of the time, your keys. In very rare cases, you're not giving up your keys, but you're still at risk because they're playing games. You could also have failures with smart contracts, although it's really only like a 1% chance. But there are chances that if you get failure on some of these things, all of your crypto that you were trying to stake is completely gone. The odds of that are very, 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 very low. I don't want to scare you. They're literally 1% chance of that piece happening. But we're taking all these types of risks with staking crypto. So if you want to stake crypto, stake it, bless you. You do your thing. I have to educate on the potential risks of that, which are small. Okay. The risks are small. They're still there. See, there are small risks, but if the loss happens, it's full loss of everything you had in there. That's the issue. So, personally, I like to sit and not make the money. And when I walk up to the register and the person, hey, do you want to get involved in our membership points program? My answer back is, no, thank you. I don't like to save money. No, thank you. And that's kind of what I'm doing with this staking thing is they're offering me a rewards program to get points and things like that for having my money I already have, just make more money for me, so to speak, or my XRP I already hold, make yield for me. I don't have to go buy any more. I already hold it, right? And so I'm walking up to that register at Whole Foods or whatever and just going like, hey, whatever, Whole Foods, whatever your store is. I'm walking up and they're going, you want to take advantage of our membership program, Mr. Tank? And I say, no, thank you. I don't like saving money. And that's literally what's happening when I say no to staking, or anybody does. That's literally what I'm doing. And I'm doing it with intent and volition because I don't want to take the chances, even if it's a tiny chance that all of my XRP could be taken. Not doing that with staking. No, thank you. And no, I'm not mistaken. I tried to think of another rhyme. That's me. Now, Lodge, you probably, and my buddies who do it because they laugh at me, my buddies do it too, and they laugh at me. They're like, Tank, you're so funny. You sit there with this crypto and like you don't like make any money on it and stake on it. It's dangerous. I'm like Indiana Jones, man. I'm like, really got that leather satchel, and I'm like guarding this stuff like I'm on a hunt, man. Like I'm on an expedition across the planet. Like who's coming out to Kevin next and stuff? You know what I mean? Like, what trap is going to be triggered next in this cave with this huge ball rolling down this cave? And I got to get out of the way. I mean, that's how I'm dealing with crypto. That's literally how I imagine crypto. Like, it is the Oregon Trail, man. Not everybody's meant to be doing this stuff. Now, you don't have to play that game inside the cave with the natives and try to run from that huge ball in the cave in Indiana Jones movie. You don't have to play to do that thing, shooting those little things at you. Remember? Shooting those little, you don't have to deal with all that danger. You put your stuff on cold storage. You sit back and you wait. Good morning, Hollywood. Good morning, Marnster. Good morning, Cram. Good morning, Art Caffeine. Good morning, Lodge. Mick. Good morning to all the regs and Moon Man. Welcome in. Mrs. Loopy, welcome in. Everybody that comes into the channel, welcome in. Please go ahead and tap like and subscribe if you don't mind. I really wish my share screen worked because I got literally freaking my whole show is the share screen with 10 things logged on, and I can't do it because of this stupid thing. But it's not stupid because you know why? I'm going to fix it right now. Hold on. It's not stupid, and neither am I because I can fix it immediately. Watch. Boom. Display capture. Wait, hang on. Boom. Whoops. Hold on. Hold on. Watch. Wait for it. I'm going to get it. It's unlocked. Watch this. Wait for this. Watch this. Please be patient. Watch this. Oh, yeah. Now we got her. Now, that should be a heck of a lot better when we go to something like this. I think we fixed it.
Major crypto in the last 90 days. We think about it as what does that look like over the next 3 years? I'm very optimistic. I mean, Ripple just announced our largest acquisition, actually one of the largest acquisitions in the entire crypto industry to date. We announced it earlier this week on Tuesday in the middle of tariff palooza. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with the tariffs, but we're betting on where the world's going to be in 3 years, not what's going to happen in the next 6 months.
Would you have made that acquisition a year ago?
No, hard no. Look, the SEC in the United States and even other parts of the Biden administration, it was a coordinated attack across many different agencies. We're finding that more and more out now. You already highlighted it in your introduction. The IRS had hostile rules about crypto that really didn't make any sense. Banks weren't even allowed to reasonably custody crypto without having an equal offset to their balance sheet, which really makes no sense for a bank than to even partake in this industry. It's a real industry. People want, that administration wasn't listening to consumers. They weren't listening to the voter and what the voter wanted. We're now seeing a significant change across the board. And an acquisition like that would have made no sense a year ago, and it makes a lot of sense now.
It is truly amazing. I am looking at you and I am remembering, was it 2 or 3 years ago? How long has this lawsuit been slapped on you guys?
December 22nd, 2020.
Okay,
so for 4.5
years. We've been talking, and
Tanker's birthday. That was a nice birthday present. She just said that to him. It's been 3 years, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, what's 3 years from now? She sits in front of him and goes, it's been 3 years since we had that interview back in this one right here that was in, April of 2025. Yeah. Sorry. Apologies.
I thought to myself, what's going to happen here? And you are on sort of the edge, the cusp of this just finally disappearing.
For sure. And it's good for Ripple, it's good for XRP, but it's also good for the whole industry. We want these industries not to be pushed offshore. And what was happening in the last 4 years is almost the opposite. We think it's safer to push them to offshore entities.
How many employees do you have? Let's let people understand how many people you employ.
With our acquisition, we employ about 1,100 people now.
That's incredible.
And these are high-paying jobs. And for a period of time, as you and I have talked about before, for really the 4 years of the Biden administration, we did more hiring outside the United States than here at home. As a U.S. citizen, I grew up in Kansas. I'd like to hire people here. We have some of the best talent in the world here. But it made no sense to invest in a market where we couldn't sign customers. We couldn't actually see banks benefit from a better, simpler cross-border settlement for payments. These are technologies that really can help and revolutionize businesses, consumer experiences, but we have to be able to deliver them to these audiences.
Yeah, it was more than 10 years ago, I think, we had the Winklevoss brothers getting rejected for their push to have an ETF that allowed people to invest in Bitcoin, and it was a flat-out mic drop no. And now we have so many of those. And this week, an XRP ETF launched, correct?
It hasn't yet traded live in the United States, but it's been, we've had, I think, 11 different applications to go live with an ETF trading here in the United States. We do have it trading outside the United States. This is long overdue, and it's a step towards a more institutionalized, safer way for people to participate in these markets. Our acquisition this week, Hidden Road, we paid a $1.25 billion for what's called a prime broker. And this allows even larger institutions like BlackRock, like the biggest Wall Street financial institutions, to come into this market in a way they understand, with a safer prime broker to help clear transactions and a bigger balance sheet to do that. It's good for the whole industry.
So your last thought when it comes to the trade war, because people had been saying for a while that Bitcoin and crypto were a hedge against all kinds of concern about a falling dollar. Even Larry Fink said on this network, on this show about a year ago, that it was a hedge against cratering currencies of whoever's country. That hasn't quite come into play. The dollar has been falling really precipitously over the past 5-6 days. In fact, it was continuing, at least as of this morning. It hit a 3-year low against the euro and a 10-year low against the Swiss franc. And crypto, at least today, is moving higher, but it moves all over the place.
Yeah.
What drives the price of crypto?
I wish I had a clean answer to that question. Like any market,
We could stop there. I wish I had a clean answer to that question. I love it. All right, guys, here, let's get back to it. My apologies for being clunky with this thing. All right. Now that we've got share screen back, let's check out how much XRP is trading here in wallets. Almost 1,890 something thousand XRP trading the past minute across these exchanges across the planet. XRP tracker taking a look at inflows for Friday, not too impressive, 5.91 mil. The majority coming from Bitwise at 2.84 million capital inflows to XRP spot ETF. Their spot ETF called XRP. Franklin Templeton coming in second there. Franklin Templeton's XRPZ pulling in 1.29 million in capital. Canary Capital, number 3, XRPC spot ETF, pulling in 1.21 mil and about 65,000 XRP shares. Pretty cool site. You can go here and it breaks down even everything even further with different views that are more readily available to the eyes, easier to see. Kind of looks like a lot of the wallet views that we have with some of our wallets and things, and breaks it down. Very interesting. You can see where you are in the XRP rich list if you go to xrpscan.com, giving you guys some tools here you may or may not be aware of. You can also simply go to xrpl.org and find out all about them. Am I not on my share screen? I am. And also Caleb and Brown. Please don't forget about them, your one-stop shop for cryptocurrency brokerage cash out. Now, let's go ahead and get back to, where are you? There's one coin I want to show you. Everybody's going to be shocked when this happens, and I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. There are a few of them that everybody's well aware of. Most folks are well aware of. One is Algorand. Y'all going to be shocked with Algorand coming up. I know XDC, you're all going to be shocked as well. Don't worry. I understand the tokenomics. It can't move like that. Don't worry. It's going to move. Try to say that about XRP as well. Thin liquidity, low float means a lot. Where are you? Here, I'm going to pull it up this way. Guys, you're going to be shocked. Oh, let me get back to comments, says Studio. Studio says, check your comments. You're missing everybody in comments. Okay. Let's see. Good morning, Vietnam. Hilarious. Good morning, Robin Williams. Good morning. You will not be soon forgotten. Martin says, thanks for clarifying, Tank. I had a friend lost almost all their bags staking. Yes, very cautious stuff. Be careful, please. Not a financial advisor. Was metals discussed today? No. Metals was not discussed today, Rangers. But now that you're in, we'll talk about it. Martin, it's almost alarming. Welcome in, Rangers. Most people don't discuss metals without prompt. In today's world, if it's not discussed, I can't take it seriously. Yeah, it's so true. That's what it is, Rangers. You're right. You're not wrong. Look at, I asked Chat. I said, Chat said you're not wrong when I was talking to Chat. And I said, oh, good. That means I'm right. And it said, no, not so fast. Not necessarily. Oh, my God. You're a tough customer. In today's world, it's not discussed. I can't take it seriously. You can't take it seriously. It's so true. Everybody wants to jump on Tommy Hilfiger, and all this stuff, and the newest, latest, flashiest diamond or whatever. It's so dumb. What, in my opinion, the tried and true are the metals, gold and silver. You want silver, it's AU. You want gold, it's AG. If you're looking for the breakdown on it, that was for you, Rangers. No, it's not. It's flip it. Flip it. It's the opposite. Tommy XRP says I'm late, but hey, Tanka. Good morning, Tommy XRP. Welcome in, brother. Welcome into the channel. Hey, look, our whole point here is to try to be fun and exciting while we're waiting for crypto to explode and them to stop playing their games. I'm going to lose my mic, I think. Boy. I hear Studio complain in the background anytime this happens. I hear it go, oh my God, it's just so embarrassing. Yeah, we're about to take off with crypto. I think everybody knows it. It's pretty obvious to me. And it tells me, Ranger says there's so much news not crypto related that it's quite telling when the discussion is all about crypto. It tells me people have made it into an addiction. I agree, like everything else. I agree. There's no question about that. Truth be known, some folks got addicted to buying crypto and putting it on cold storage when it was down. Some folks got addicted to that, believe it or not. Yeah. That when crypto was down, Rangers, some folks got addicted to buy. Some folks got addicted to that. It was really weird how they're looking at what they have for crypto now because they got addicted to buy. Oh, not staking, I mean stacking. Gotcha, right on, Lodge. Lodge clarifying there for you, Marnster. Lodge ain't no dummy. Now, look, I'm not saying people who stake are dummies. No. Risky person. Somewhat risky person. It's only a small amount of risk to do the staking, but liquidity pools make it a little deeper because in permanent loss, oh my gosh, they go ahead and pair it with something that's not tightly knitted with each other. They go straight too far. They stray too far, and you're like, you freak out and cash out. You just lost to impermanent loss. We have videos on it. Go check impermanent loss. Lodge, thank you for clarifying. Oliver, good morning. Good morning, Oliver. Marnster says, Rangers, maybe look more to channels that focus on metals. Don't be sour. Marnster ain't playing no games. Marnster telling people in the comments, now look, you sounded like you're being sour. Marnster, I'm going to tell you, I don't know that Rangers, I don't think is being sour. Sticking up for you, Rangers. Sticking up for you, guy. I love you, buddy. I'm sticking up for you. I'm not kissing your butt. Because I honestly, genuinely do not think, Marnster, that Rangers isn't saying that it's not about crypto. I think he's saying, correct me if I'm wrong, is saying that the world is a bunch of, who is that that everybody followed back in the day? Everybody was like, they're the next big, oh boy, the oops, I did it again chick. Who was that? Hottest thing ever. Britney Spears comes out a little later. She weighs about 300 pounds. I'm like, no, wait a minute. I thought this was this hot chick, this young chick that's out there doing the music and the whole thing. And it's like, no, that was just the hottest thing then. No offense. I don't care about. By the way, I say that and I joke about the fat backpack guy that's in jail now for taking everybody's money, FTX. I don't care about the weight thing and I'm not a judger like that. And I could give a crap if somebody's overweight or not. I really mean that. I say it as a joke to be funny. I could give two craps. The wife has told me too. You better be careful. It's like, I don't give a crap. I have friends who are very much overweight. Who gives a crap? All right. So let me be clear on that. When I say that, I'm saying that as a funny thing. I myself have been overweight at times. Okay. So come on, cut the crap. Don't be so sensitive, people. Now look here's the deal. I didn't lose my train of thought. I feel bad that folks who don't know a lot about, I just thought about this. Folks who don't know a lot about crypto are in this channel watching this. First of all, thinking that we're crazy because they're not over the target research and they don't know what crypto really, no offense, really is. And they're kind of like, what? Why would they say all this stuff? And what kind of language is he talking? ISO, 2ZAP, all of this stuff. The thing is, most folks do not understand that crypto is one of those things that's, it's been made to look like it's a Mickey Mouse hat and a plaything that is a joke. It's been made to look like that purposely. Including the leader of the pack. I forgot how the song goes. I was going to try to do the Mickey Mouse song. I'm old enough to remember watching that crap. Hilarious crap, too. What crap? My opinion, what crap, what garbage. But yeah, I remember watching that garbage and being conditioned to buy it. Who's the leader of the kind that's made for you and me? MICKEYMOUSE, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck. Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck. Remember? Okay, now remember all those mouse, who cares that I can't say? Who cares? Remember those Mouseketeers? And then they become famous later, just like the Saturday Night Live thing. And they become famous later, that whole thing, the whole get them into the club and then push them out, churn them out. Okay, it's kind of sick to me, but that's my opinion. Now, we all remember that whole silly little thing. And wasn't Austin Kutcher a musketeer? Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't he? Studio, isn't that right? Either Austin Kutcher or Britney Spears. Like, some of these famous people were like a musketeer. And I'm like, now, wait a minute. Y'all got into the club early now, didn't you, child? Like, literally, child. Like, how? Oh, Timberlake, too. Ah, how much of a tinfoil hat? Thank you, studio. Ooh. Christina Aguilera, and then Devoya, don't make me so. You got to take a go. Go grab my tinfoil hat. Go grab my tinfoil hat real quick so I can put it on. The actor from The Notebook, says studio. Whatever his name is, says studio. Cutie Pie. Studio. He will repeat anything you put up on that teleprompter. Anything studio says, I will repeat. Yeah. Anybody anybody catching on yet? This stuff is all planned from the beginning. This stuff is all a game made to be done so that they can laugh at you and me. Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck. Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck. Because it's made for you and me. This guy's crazy. You're damn right I'm crazy. If you're paying attention, you'd be crazy too. You would see how this is actually the truth, how they do this stuff, if you could open this and see the truth. Stop looking so much with these. Look a little more with these, and then you get a triple effect. And it's weird. You get like a real vision. It's like real vision. And you could do it. Anybody can do it. They don't want me to tell you that one. That's actually the key to all of it. That's where the algorithm will stop me. Because that's what they've ever been doing to the humans, is to shut this down and calcify it. Yeah, paying attention? Who's paying attention? Moonman, have you ever talked about ZBCN? No, I haven't, and it's not because I missed it. That's Zebek, right? I so don't know that I don't even know if it's Zebek or not. Isn't that Zebek for like payroll and so forth? ZBCN. I missed the boat on that one. I know that it's something, but I missed the boat on it. Here, let's see. What are you saying, studio, back there? I hear you mumbling something. Yeah, I missed the boat on that with that jump and everything. Guys, we're going to get jumps like this on a lot of our projects, and then another, if you take this section and put it over here, copy, paste, put it over here, another jump and another jump, moving over the next 2 to 3 years on almost all of these coins and tokens. No, I missed the Zebek Network, which is a crusher coming up. I know it is. It's going to go to like whatever it goes to. That's my opinion. No, I missed it. I missed that one. That's a killer. If you got that one, hats off to you. Nice find on Zebek. I missed it. Mark on Sager, welcome in this morning. Welcome in, brother. We haven't seen you in a little while. Welcome in. Rangers, maybe look out some more channels. Focus on metal, says Martin. Sure, we read that one already. Golden, Captain Wrench, welcome back in, brother. Gold and silver was the distraction. It's going to continue. They're not done with gold and silver. Hold on, let's get over. They're doing their manipulation game on gold and silver. They're such little crap bags, all of them. I never said who, but you know who I mean. What a bunch of knuckleheads thinking you're going to fool me. You ain't fooling no tanker no more. Because I know that silver is AU and gold is AG. I'm kidding. Hold on. Where are my precious metals? PMS does not stand for premenstrual cycle. It stands for precious metals. Stupid. Gold. 4,000. See how they tank? See how they play games? Look at the games they play. $182 change. Look at this change on gold. Wait, hang on. Wait, hold on. Let's tap gold and check this out. Look at what a joke they are. They are so silly. Who's they? Who are you talking about, Tank? They are so silly. Look what they did to gold. They did this. Gold is here. They manipulated and pushed it here. She came back up. They pushed her down. She tried to come back up. They pushed her down. They tried to come back up. They pushed her down. They tried to come up, push her down, push her down, push her down, push her down, push her down. Get down, get down, get down. These people are wrong. They're wrong about gold. Push it down, push it down. Show them they're wrong. Let us show you with the chart that you're wrong about gold, people. You are wrong. You heard Tanker trying to say gold's going to keep going. You know, well, obviously, first you heard crypto sniper Francis Hunt saying, hey, gold's going up and up and up over these next months and years. Do not sell so early, because at the end of the move, the last bit of the move is where you're going to get like 85% of your gains on gold and silver. Never a financial advisor. That's what Francis Hunt says. I agree with him. But here they got you thinking that we're crazy and we're wrong about that. And no, look at silver and gold. They can't be correct about that. Nope. This is them fooling you and manipulating silver and gold like a son of a gun. Oh my gosh, how about that for some precious metals talk this morning? Boy, to look at them manipulating the rest of the metals. Usually you don't see this. Platinum down, because grab platinum. Look at, oh, don't worry, I've been paying attention enough on metals to know that that's different. Look at this crap. Look at how they tank it. Look at how they try to tank platinum. What are they doing to palladium? Well, let's check. They're so full of crap, it makes me want to vomit in my coffee. Get out of here. I'm not clicking you, because whether I say yes or no, you're still going to have the same effects. I'm not touching the box. Dummies. Look at rhodium. 10 grand now, down to 10 grand. Boy, they are full of crap. They totally manipulate studio. You see what they do to silver? Look at that. Now at $78. The other day we were talking, it was 104 or whatever, right? 112. They are totally full of crap. They totally manipulate the market. They are doing this in tandem with what they want to happen to the crypto space. They are actually controlling both. That is an opinion. They are controlling both. My screen's too big. Shit. Sorry, guys. Yeah, they're actually controlling both. Somebody go grab my tinfoil hat. Where is it? They are controlling both metals and precious metals and the crypto market. Both. Dare I say the stock markets as well. NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange, CBOE. Are they? I don't know. You tell me. Right? Chicago's exchange. You guys tell me. Let's get back to comments. I think that was enough tweaking for just about maybe 2 minutes, and then I'll tweak again. Just give me a minute. Let me catch a breath. Crypto Wrench. Yes, gold and silver is a distraction. Mark Allen Sager says it was total manipulation. JP Morgan bought it. Of course, but the exact bot, and tell me how that happens without knowing. And tell me that they don't know about Ripple and XRP and haven't known for all this time in their whole game with the JPM coin and blah, 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 and what's going on with Ripple and XRP and them dominating that, my opinion. Get the hell, you ain't paying attention. If you ain't paying attention to the obviousness that Mr. Shiny, rough cut, finish the rest of the statement, is running things when it comes to the banking industry. And he's so calm, and boy, is he perfect. He's so well-mannered the way he speaks and everything. And I know you know what I'm talking about. Rough cut, finish the rest of that. Something in the rough, that guy. Yeah, very well spoken. Boy, is he the guy to head up this whole thing. And he was running the banks, let me tell you. Augustus Carstens, running the BIS, former Bank of Mexico, Central Bank of Mexico head. Yes, that fine gentleman is certainly, when he shows up to the party, you certainly say, is there anything I can get for you, sir? That's one of those people that you say that to. You show respect. That's who these people are. Mr. Rough Cut, finish the rest of that. These are people you show respect to. These are powerful people. They're running things. In case you're not paying attention. Ranger says, Captain, it's the other way around. Metals is the real story. Well, let me tell you something, Rangers. Rangers, let me set you straight. All right, Tanker, how about the bank failure? Oh, yeah. Nice point. We got a bank failure. First bank failure in 2026. Thanks for the reminder over the weekend. I had to send a text to my brother-in-law and some others, and they're so sick of me sending this stuff. I sent it to my buddy. I sent it to my brother-in-law, and I can hear him just going, oh, my God, leave me alone with your crypto and bank failure stuff. Anyway, here's what I sent him. Hold on. What did I send him? Why am I having such trouble finding it in my thread? Let's see. Oh, I think because I tried to delete the message so I wouldn't send him another one. And I think I deleted my buddy's entire thread, which is probably better for him. He's probably happier for it. But anyway, we had a bank failure. Crypto Midwest. Midwest, Bank of Midwest Crypto or some such stuff. Here, hang on. We'll get to our share screen and pull it up. Nice point. Thanks for reminding me. Yes, we had our first bank failure. It's already starting. Yeah, the U.S. dollar, unless they... let me finish that quick point I was trying to say before. If the U.S. dollar isn't saved by crypto, the other thing that could happen here is they inject so much living money for one last save or one of the final last saves to kick the can down the road that we get so much M2 money kicked into the economy that this whole thing just takes off. Risk on assets like you ain't never seen before. And then the utility bull run kicks in and precious metals continue on top of that. That's a second possible scenario. A third possible, I don't know what's going to happen. Third possible scenario is this whole thing keeps going with, hang on, let me get to this point that I was trying to get to. Midwestern Bank failure. Chicago Bank. Yep, Chicago Bank out of the Windy City. Chicago Bank becomes first failure of 2026 out of the Windy City. We've got our first failure coming out of the Windy City. Out of this corner, Chicago Bank weighing in at about $128 billion. Coming in the blue trunks. First failure of the year. Keys Insight, Federal Deposit Insurance Corp, FDIC officials wound down Chicago-based Metropolitan Capital Bank and Trust Friday, brokering a sale of most of the bank's assets to Detroit-based First Independence. Did the old shuffle move. Did the old shuffle him over to the other chair. Supporting data, the failure is the first of 2026 and is estimated to cost the FDIC's deposit insurance fund about, $19.7 million. Don't get the hiccups when you're live on the air. According to the agency, Metropolitan reported $43 million in liabilities against advances from the federal home loan bank system in the third quarter of 2025. The forward look, the swift resolution of Metropolitan and sale to First Independence are in line with FDIC Chair Travis Hill's stated priority to resolve and sell failed banks quickly to prevent their value from eroding. Yeah, right. To prevent them from hitting the frickin' books, you full of crap. Oh my God, is anybody paying attention? Now they're trying to hide it. They're trying to hide these failures and not have it affect. Yeah, Fed chair, yep, Kevin Warsh is probably they're going to put in. He's federal governor. Kevin Warsh is relatively known quantity to financial markets, and he's embraced President Trump's agenda in the White House contentious relationships with the central bank. Make it hard to know with certainty where or even whether he will lead the Fed. He will. They're not saying it for no reason and then not talking about nobody else. He's the guy. So he's coming in. Kevin Warsh. If he's not, I'll eat my fake hat. Anyway, that's what's going on with that. Yay. Awesome. Thank you for reminding us to keep up on the news. Let me get back to this. Taker's on the crazy train. I'm always on the crazy train. I'm freaking crazy. Somebody go give my freaking tinfoil hat. It was all manipulation, says Mark Onsager. JP Morgan bought at the exact bottom. Tell me how that happens without knowing. Duh. You know what I mean? Like, come on, people, please. Would you please get on board and never buy or sell anything that's what I say or do and never play this back in 3 to 5 years with me clicking all that nonsense up on the screen. Now, Ranger says, Captain, it's the other way around. Metals is the real story. Ranger says, Tanker, how about the bank failure over the weekend, which we covered? Captain Wrench, what up, dog? Ranger says, Captain, the heat's on metals because that's where the race is, not crypto. Okay. What do you think? I mean, I don't know what you mean, Captain Rangers. You're saying to Captain, the heat's on metals Because that's where, yeah, okay, I got what you're saying now. Yes, I do agree with you. Yep, I got to agree with you. I got to agree with the Rangers. And nobody's disagreeing. I know, Captain, I know you're not disagreeing, Wrench. I don't think anybody's disagreeing here. Guys, let me just lay it out. Everybody's saying the same frickin' thing. Silver and metal are the only thing that are frickin' real in the world, besides food, salts to preserve the food, which is survival, clothing to keep you warm from fucking dying, and shelter and stuff like that. That's what's real in the world. What's only really real is food, things to preserve the food like salts and so forth, like it was back in the day, dyes, medicines, herbs, clothing, and things that literally prevent you from dying. We're not even going to get to anything that you frickin' trade that are separate from the things that keep a human body alive on the planet. Get hardcore now with me, seriously. All that matters, even before metal or anything, is effing food and clothing that prevents you from being cold and dying. That's what matters first. Now you can get to, once that's all taken care of, a society or a culture or a little camp of people like Lord of the Flies or whatever that you read when you were a kid. Doesn't matter. Any little group of people can then, after that's satisfied, can get to a thing that we trade for that core key stuff. And when we humans do that, do we or do we not create a separation from the actual authentic thing that we're actually using? Because now we're not trading it. We're using a representation for it with first, gold, silver, metal, blah, blah, blah. I still shout out travesty because now we got a way to manipulate people. Do you see my point? So I don't even like gold and silver. Get the hell out of here. It's simply food and clothing and the real shit. That's it. Gold and silver are also a distraction to pull you from salt that preserves the food itself and the clothing, and that's it. And medicines, that's it. Other things, but that's it, the core stuff. No, it's a red herring. So now when you want to have something represent all this key stuff, you insert the ability to control the marketplace of those things. Oh, I thought Tank didn't know what he's talking about. I don't hear anybody saying that. I don't hear any of the smartest money minds that are out here teaching you about crypto and blah, 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 talk like that. Let me talk some more of that talk. Now you take that, follow my trail here. Now you take that silver and gold, blah, 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 create something else now that's easily made, like beads or whatever, right? Or, whatever these shells, the shell thing that they did, right? Okay, you all know the story. The Yap Island and the Yap and the gold, okay? You know the whole thing, and then Bitcoin, right? Okay, you know the whole thing. I'm not explaining it all. Okay, now, what happens when you have a first separation with precious metals representing the real world things like food and clothing and stuff and shelter? What? I'm asking you, what? Oh, well, now let's create something called like a gold coin, like in Rome, with a certain amount of value in it of gold and boom. And, oh, yeah, sure, we start clipping the edges off of it after a while. Yeah. See what I mean? The game's played with the separation of an additional layer of separation. Watch this. Listen to this. Watch this. Check this out. Derivatives and futures. Let's create another separation, another ambiguous layer that represents the thing, the futures, the derivatives market. Are you tracking me? Anybody tracking me? Okay, so you want to get real and authentic. All that matters is literally crops and food, clothing, and the shelter itself, the things that preserve the food, some weaponry to protect your place, that you have your stuff and your vault of stuff. That's it. Once you get gold and silver, you start the separation from those things. Now you start controlling the humans. There you go. Tanker has spoken. Nobody's going to tell me otherwise. I see the truth with this. I don't care what anybody says in the comments to what I just said. But that is... I don't care what we say that is. That is the truth. That's it. That's the truth of what's happened. Everything else is a bunch of horseshit, and that's me zooming out. Everything else is a game. I play long-term. Everything else is noise and minutia to those key core backed up truths. What does anybody have to say about that? I don't care. I really don't care what you say about that. Anyway, I know I'm over the target, and you didn't think I knew that much about money and about how the truth about all this stuff really, really, really works, did you? Did you now? Do you guys see it? FDIC had to come swooping in, yup, and play their games. Yup, they're so full of crap. Overnight, of course. Yup, totally. Race meaning AG, coppers, but yup. The shortage on all of it. Physical metals are in the spotlight. The world wants modern electric. Yup. It's true. You're not wrong. But like Tank says, doesn't mean Chat said to me, doesn't mean you're right, Rangers, just because you're not wrong. No, I'm just kidding. But that's what Chat said to me. I was like, so that means I'm right. Because Chat said you're not wrong. I go, that means I'm right. I said, no, not necessarily. Not so fast. No, I think you're right on both counts, Ranger, and Hollywood's over the target too. As soon as Ranger shows up, the crypto show, gets taken over. Well, I mean, we were done with the show anyway, and all in full transparency. And the show really is about trying to find something interesting to talk about. Honestly, Hollywood, you could totally take the show over if you inject something that we should talk about in the show, because after we get to the point of covering hang on. What was the episode this morning? What was the freaking episode? The whole episode, the title of the episode is Crypto is Boring Right Now. Boring to us, boring to you, not boring to institutions. This is the time where they say, get all the dumb money the hell out of here. And that's where we are. So, yeah, it's a boring time in crypto, man. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What the heck are you going to do? It's a boring time in crypto. Tanker, pull up a few online dealers to see you and see for yourself. Dude, I already know. Dude, I already know. Yeah, we already... All right, true story. Just for the heck of it, my wife and I went to reach out to a couple of silver folks in Colorado. You know what kind of response we got back? Zero. I sound like Dan Pena. Bitcoin's going to fucking zero. Yeah, zero. We got no response. Okay? So yeah, I will flip out. You're being lied to about metals, about silver, and about gold. Sniper's right. I don't care. Who cares? You know, Hollywood, who cares if the show gets taken over? There's nothing else to talk about anyway. What the hell are we going to talk about, dude? I mean, it is what it is. You're being lied to like crazy. Strong word, lied to. You are being diverted over here, not lied to, because you're not being lied to. You're being told the truth, actually. You're just not paying attention, put it all together. You're being told in such a way that perception, remember, recipe for perception. It's all a recipe for it's all about how you're perceiving things. Get down there. It's all about how we see things. Oh yeah. Not you guys in the community. I know not you guys. The world guys, most folks, dumb money retail is being fooled by, you wouldn't believe how I've been trying to tell my friends about this, about crypto. They don't get it. I'm sorry. It's not for them. It's okay. I want to cry for them. I really do. Because they're all in US dollar and they don't see the truth about what's happening. And I only see it because I've been doing this. And since I've been doing it, now I'm on top of it, and I know I'm correct about it. Like I've never been correct about anything before in my life. That is coming sooner or later. And that these folks, my friends and family, are going to take a frickin' bloodbath all but overnight. They won't be able to move their stuff. They're going to try. It's going to go on for a week or two before they really sinks in. They're like, I got to move my stuff. But your advisor's going to go, you're going to take the penalty on it now? Why don't you just wait for it to go back up? Because it's already now down 28%, your portfolio on average. So you really want to take it out now. And by the way, getting ready to go down another 20% or 18%. Stuff's going. Everybody's 401k is going. Look, here's my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. Never buy or sell anything because what I say or do. Crypto is very risky. You have to consult your financial advisor before you make any financial decisions. This is for informational educational purposes only and only some entertainment. I had to say it again because I'm about to say something powerful. 401k accounts are complete garbage. Bitcoin is complete garbage. the world is going to see that those are going to all but zero coming up in some years. Those who are not into burgeoning future asset classes that are the future of our world, such as AI, proper AI projects. I'm not going to tell you which ones, blockchain technologies and crypto, and also some quantum. I'm not going to get into all that. But basically, first and foremost, next up to bat are blockchain technologies. Right, coming up the rear, right up behind them are AI and quantum tech. So anybody who is not invested in these things, and obviously precious metals, Ranger, obviously precious metals. Nobody wants to talk about palladium, platinum, and the need for them. Everybody's all over gold and silver for metals. What about those other metals that are about to go to frickin' 8 grand, 10 grand, platinum, palladium, some of these others? Nobody ever mentioned that one yet, now did you? That's my opinion here on the channel, is that's even inside the precious metals market. There's a distraction with gold and silver because they are going to go up crazy, but so is platinum, palladium. People are going to miss that move. Oh, I'm getting tired, and I got other things I got to do today. Oh, my God. I hope everybody's having fun on the channel. I got to go, guys. We're out. Enjoy your day. Have a blast with it. Whatever you do, never buy or sell these three because of what we have ever said or done on the channel, because I am not a financial advisor. This is never financial advice. Never buy or sell anything because of what I say or do. And whatever you do, whatever, ever you do, never, ever, under any circumstances, no matter what I say, no matter how loud I scream, never unlock this door. Young Frankenstein. Never play this video back in 3 years, no matter what I say or do. I hope you love that Young Frankenstein video. Reference. Never play the video back. And by the way, studio is going to get pissed if I don't go. Have a great day. I love you all. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. Guys, Monday is the start of the week. I know crypto's boring. You better put a smile on that frickin' mug and turn that approaching frown upside down, because that's what happens when someone comes at you with something and you give them a nice little smile. All right? Start the pace for the week with a nice smile. Get out of your crypto way and, crypto's down. Who cares? Don't worry. It's going to the moon. Stay strong. Stay positive. This is a positive place to be, this spot in the market right now. And also metals. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Crypto Info Blockchain Media with your host, Frank the Crypto Tank. Tap likes and subscribe. Don't forget that share button. Thank you. See you guys.